What's up, guys? It's your boy Dominic Costa here, and today I'm sharing an audition with you that I did. Man, it may have been 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. It was for a movie called Mine Nine. I think I read for it was two or three characters, and I remember they gave me a couple scenes for this younger character named Ryan, and I remember I was like, well, they probably just want to see my range. Because I was like, unless they bump the age up of the character a little bit, I don't look 19, because I think the character was like around 18 to 20, and I'm like, yeah, maybe like 23, 24, I could go, but I'm in my late 20s, so it's like, yeah, that's probably pushing it, especially since I don't have as much hair as a 19-year-old man would. So I was like, but whatever, I was like, you never know what they see, what they're going for. So I said, I'm going to give my best audition and just have fun with it. And I felt real good about everything I did. So right now I'm sharing one part of the self tape with you. I sent in three different reads. So yeah, actually, I think it was two characters I auditioned for. It's so long ago. I don't know if I end up having two auditions for this film. Because I think this one audition might have just been one character or two characters, and you just put them all together in the self tape and send it over. But anyway, I'm sending you one part of the first self tape that I did, which is something that I thought was really nice work by myself. I actually just came across it accidentally somehow in my email or whatever. Something popped up when I was searching for something else. I was like, wow, I remember when I did this audition. It goes to show you guys how you have to remove yourself from things because, like, you're going to be extremely judgmental yourself and extremely critical to where, like, 4 years ago, whenever I did this, I was like, yeah, this is good. I'm proud of my work. But I didn't see what other people saw. So now watching it 4 years later, I'm like, oh man, that was some really good work. Especially like when you only have like a day or two to prepare. They send you all this stuff, and that's what I love about it because like I've told you guys before in videos prior that I always love, I always love the there's like an adrenaline rush to it to where like I always feel like, man, it's all right, man. We gotta move the chains, the 2 minute drill, hurry up offense, calling audibles, and just moving it. The clock is running, and time to get these last four touchdowns in the fourth quarter and kill shit and win this game. So like I always look at it like that. Like I love that shit. Like you never want to be coming from behind, but when you're coming from behind, it's real good. No, but it's great when you're like, you feel like you're just in the battlefield, man. So it kind of has that intensity when you're called like that, and you have like, man, look at all this stuff I got to prepare for. So I think I share it with you guys. Maybe I could try to. I'll never remember what I was thinking or what was going on at that time, but what I can do is observe it with you together and try to give some feedback on what I was thinking or what was going on. So we're gonna hit play.
There's my boy now. Get over here. Give me a hug.
Hey, Aunt Grace.
You eating well?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you don't come see me anymore.
It's been real busy ever since moving out to the farm.
I just hope you're doing well.
Well, I was until today. The mine closed. Now we're all unemployed.
I'm sorry to hear that. And happy in a way. Yeah, we survived corporate cutting corners, water, methane drags, and now it's own government wage warners.
Leaving us worse off than migrant workers.
You want something to drink, Brian?
Sure.
I got it.
Thanks, Dad.
Last day, huh?
Yeah. I should have went to school.
Me too.
So,
There's my boy now.
like I told you, I'm so far removed from it now, and just seeing how trying to look back now, I get to observe myself as if it wasn't even me, as if it's another actor. Um, because I have no idea what I was thinking. I don't even really remember this audition. I don't even really remember doing it. Like what the weather was like that day. So now I could look at it as if I was looking at another actor and try to be a fair judge of it. And this is interesting. It's fun because like I like the way I really like
Where am I
first
going
started.
now? Get over here. Give me a hug. Hey, Aunt Grace. You eat?
Yeah, I kind of like that about myself. What I did there. I was just happy to. I think there's like a barbecue or something going on here, and I remember if I remember the side. So like he comes in, and I kind of just like the subtle energy, just being grounded, being subtle, and learning how to have whatever energy you have. You got to keep it real dense and tight. Like a flex, and then like, but you're like a snake in a sense. You know what I mean. Like you're so powerful, you're moving so smooth, and then it's almost like when I'm boxing, and then I pop that hook or I pop that jab. You know what I mean? Especially for film, especially for a camera, close up like this. And I know I had a lot of fun with it because this is another reason why it's great to share this stuff with you guys, is because I had no pressure because I was like, they're not going to pick me. I was like, I don't see how they're going to pick me because I said this character is like 19. So I remember like, because I really liked this character, but I was like, it's a shame if he he couldn't be like 25 or something like that, like, or closer to my age, because I could pass for that. And also you could think about like the years working in a mine, beating down on you, and everything that goes on in the tragedy of this film, and just thinking, especially when he gets to that part, like, hey, Dad, I should have went to college, and it's like it was just so interesting. But since I said, yeah, you know what, they're not going to pick me, I could just send in a really good tape, and I've auditioned for this casting director multiple times. So yeah, because of this audition, because I think this might be the first or second time I auditioned for them, and I got to audition for them a couple more times. And so obviously that's a good sign to all the other actors out there that you're doing good work, because you may not book it, but obviously if you do real good work, they'll keep bringing you in. And sometimes you could be the best actor, but you just don't have the look. Like I know the other actor that they picked. I saw the film a while ago, and it was a good movie, and they casted it quite well. And the other actor was really good for this part too. This scene they actually cut out of the film. I don't remember seeing this scene, so that happens sometimes. But um, so what was I going to say? Two things popped in my mind there. One, I wish I could watch what the other actor did. And to come to think of it, since this scene never made it a film, because they probably shot that scene and maybe they cut it for God knows why. And then, but what was I saying? I was saying that I felt very little pressure, because I said there's no way they're going to pick me. And the actor they picked, who's a good actor and did a good job in the film, he's definitely much younger, or looks much younger. He's definitely probably around that age of the character. He's probably around 20 years old. So as you can see, that's another thing that popped in my mind. You have to let it go sometimes, because even if you were one of the best actors, if you don't look like the character, the age of the character, somebody else just matches it perfectly, like, oh, this guy looks more like Ryan, that's going to be the ultimate deciding factor. So you're still going to get called in by that casting director to do the read again, because there might have been a film where they definitely wanted to pick you, but you just didn't look young enough, or you just weren't tall enough, or you weren't short enough, or muscular enough, or you don't look as ethnic enough. Like there's lots of things. I don't like his nose. You know what I mean? I don't like her shoulders. Like the craziest shit happens. Like that's how crazy it is. So you can't really let it have an effect on how you view yourself as an actor. Because, like I said, I come back and I watch this, and I'm like, man, this is really good work, and I'm proud of myself. So now, going back to that one part where I was like, where I come in, well, that's not me, that's somebody else. But oh shit, I have to find it again. That's Roy Jones. Fucking YouTube, man. Hold on.
You understand me? So it's like certain things.
All right.
There's my boy now. Get over here. Give me a hug. Hey, Aunt Grace. You eating well?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't come see me anymore.
It's been real busy ever since moving out to the farm.
I just hope you're doing well.
Well, I was until today. The mine closed. Now we're all unemployed.
I'm sorry to hear that. And happy in a way. Yeah, we survived corporate cutting corners.
So I always like the way I handled that. Now that I look at it, because like I just expressed to her how obviously not thrilled because we all got laid off from the mine and we're all unemployed. And also he's still like, even though he's 19 years old or whatever his age is, you say, yeah, you're a man when you're 18 or you're a woman when you're 18, but you're not really an adult yet. You know, you're still kind of growing into your own psychology of what it is to be an adult. And you know, even your body's not fully grown yet. You know, your bones are still growing to like you're 25 or whatever. And I think your brain's still developing, actually. I think I remember reading about that in college, to where like when you're 21, 22, like your brain still is about to reach the peak of its development. So you're still being shaped. So yeah, I always liked how this character, now that I look at it, he's becoming a man and he gets to say that, like, he probably envisions himself as his father or something like that, where he's like, where he comes in, he's like, yep, now we're all unemployed, like he's grown now. And then he gets to have that grown man conversation. So he's reaching that point. And and what I really liked when I go back and look at my decision, because, like I said, when you first do it, you could be a little unsure of yourself watching yourself. Not like I was sure of myself when I did it, but you could be unsure afterwards when you watch it. So it's something you got to really learn how to handle as an actor. Now, getting back to what I was saying was that now I look at it, I'm like, man, all my decisions I felt were like tight. You know what I mean? Like they were hitting, because I think here, like when Aunt Grace says to me, like, yeah, sorry to hear that, and because she is sorry to hear that. She's sorry to hear you're not making money. Sorry to hear you don't have a job. That sucks. Obviously this is a town. They don't have a lot of opportunity out there. This small town. This is like their livelihood, is these coal mines or whatever. So I like when she says, and happy in a way. So, and then kind of like what my character did there, what I like the decision I made, where I recognized that, but it was subtle. I didn't overact it. I just like, I made that face like, you're happy that I'm unemployed, but I get it. It's a scary job. It's super dangerous, and I understand, but come on, Aunt Grace, that's not what I want to hear. But you try to tell as much as a story you can, in that reaction right here.
And happy in a way. Yeah, we survived corporate cutting corners.
Like I like the way that hit me, and I like the way I handled that. Now, like I said, I don't remember what I was thinking that day, but looking at it now, I'm a different person now, and this many years ago, I'm like, I really like the way I handled that reaction. Now here, my dad comes in, and he talks about how everything we survived. So he's trying to keep the spirits up for me and whoever else is at that table at the barbecue eating. And it's like, we survived this, we survived that. And I kind of viewed it, remembering how I viewed it and how I could try and see how I'm viewing it now by looking at the way I'm reacting, is that I really want to impress my dad. My dad is like, and that makes sense in life, because in life, there's always that father-son thing where the son's becoming a man and he's trying to become his father, or he's at least trying to get his father's respect. And here and now I remember seeing the film when it came out too, and just trying to remember from what was in the script, is that his father's kind of a dick. He really is. He's an asshole, and he's really hard on his son, and his son's always trying to earn his father's, not just his father's respect, but his father's affection. And his father's kind of a piece of shit. But if you're going to defend his father's perspective, he grew up in the mine, and he had a hard life. So he drinks every day. So like, he hasn't conquered his own demons, and he probably unintentionally projects that onto his son. Psychology is really a crazy thing, and just what people go through in life and don't really realize how they treat others, where somebody might be treating somebody a certain way, and then when they might say, my father always did this to me. So my father's father was probably a certain way, and he probably thought he would never do this to me as his son. And the best part is, he probably doesn't even realize he's doing it to me. That's happened a lot of times. Like, people be like, I never will be that way towards my kid, or I'm never that way towards my kid or my girlfriend or whatever. And they are. They don't even realize that they are their father. You know what I mean? Or they are their mother. And then they don't break the cycle. And right now is what this kid's going through, and he's different, but he has that vulnerability and that softness to him. And looking back, I'm like, yeah, I really feel I captured that. And here it's like, here he is still trying to win his father as he's becoming a man. And you can see how he champions his father right here, where he goes with him.
Drags and now his own government waging wars, leaving us worse off than my his own government waging. Now his own drags and water, methane's cutting corners.
Trying to
Yeah, we survived corporate cut.
All right.
Yeah, we survived corporate cutting corners, water, methane's drags, and now his own government waging wars, leaving us worse off than migrant workers. You want something to drink, Brian? Sure. I got it. Thanks, Dad.
Now, really, I guess you're...
Last day, huh? Yeah. I should have went to school. Me too.
I like the way that really hit me.
I should have went to school. Me too.
Yeah, so here we go. Like, I like the way I carried that with that subtle energy when it affected me. So, and also that moment still hits me. Like, just like that writing is real. The movie was real good if you see it. But I always like this scene because I like the way when he opens up to his dad. And it's kind of a moment of like standing up to his dad where he's taking responsibility for himself and expressing himself and saying what he feels to his father. Hey, Dad, like I was right. You were wrong. I should have went to school. But he says it in that nice, vulnerable way where he stands up for himself and he's trying to connect with his father. And you think his father would redeem himself, and he doesn't, because he goes, Dad, I should have went to school, and then his father goes, yeah, me too. And just what a selfish line, what a selfish thing to say to your son. Man, when I have my kids, I hope I never be like that. Man, that was horrible. And you can see how he hits him like, damn.
Me too.
Yeah.
There's my boy now.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man. It's just like, just the psychology of things, not even just observing my acting and the self-tape and the actor I was 4 or 5 years ago or 3 years ago, whenever this was, I don't remember. But I felt I gave a really good audition, and also just observing the writing in the film, because I may not remember it when I did it, but I could get that, where you get like that, yeah, I remember that smell, or like, I remember what it felt like to be there. I remember that writing hitting me and just saying like, man, like what powerful writing. And man, a dad is such a douche. Like, yeah, me too. It's not all about you, man. And you should be trying to help me out. I'm your son, and you should be supporting me. And like, just because you had your struggle doesn't mean I have to repeat it, man. Like, break the cycle, and like, just carelessly, just like the way he just says me too, right? So I always like that. Dad, I should have went to school. That's a tough moment too for somebody in real life, because even though it's put in such a vulnerable, it's like a vulnerable attack, but a challenge in a sense, but also like that confrontation, like where you say that to your parent, like I should have went to school, and then he just goes, yeah, me too, and he brushes it off. He doesn't even want to entertain it, and it's like, man, how horrible was that?
Damn. Yeah. I should have went to school. Me too.
It's horrible. Well, man, what a horrible dad, right? Probably doesn't even realize it. Probably thinks he's a good dad. But all right, guys. So that's it. I just wanted to share that one part of the self tape. Maybe I'll share the other ones. Sometimes sharing auditions can be a little weird because you want to make sure the movie's out and everything's done and you're not affecting it, to where you respectfully release something where you perform your art as well. And also sometimes it can be hard to share a self tape or an audition because actors may understand. Experienced actors will have a greater understanding. And but people who don't act at all, there's a lot of them that love this stuff, but still it could be hard to understand what great acting is in an audition setting and what great acting could be, on a self-tape, because they're just seeing you, the camera, and they hear a reader, so it's like it could be difficult. And that's why I do it. Like, I love the art so much that I make these videos not just for myself, but for you all, for all you, and because it's nice to try to give you that inside view, to try and let you sit in the room with me, to sit in the process. That's why I did that slate the screen one for that student thesis film I did, because I thought it was real interesting for you to see the dynamics of that, for those who know, for those who don't know, yeah, for fans, for supporters, for people who are just moviegoers, for aspiring actors, excuse me, who haven't had their first audition yet, who haven't booked yet, for people who have booked and just want to say, "Oh, I wonder what Dom goes through. I wonder." Let me get an inside view, of part of like seeing Dom audition and book. So I think it's fun. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see any of my work, you could always. I got my movie Backfire on Netflix. It's on multiple platforms, but obviously, I feel like most people have a Netflix account, so you could just type in Backfire on Netflix or Dominic Costa. My movie will pop up. One of the main characters in the film came out a couple years ago. And I have another movie that just came out this month. Well, this month, came out September 29th. So technically, in a way, this month, right? It's called Snow Babies. I have a supporting role in it. A great movie, a great cause, just doing a lot of great things here, the UK, awesome. So there's a couple of my films you could watch, and you guys have a great one. It's your boy, Dominic Costa. Much love.